I'm Sachin Sawant. I am an immigration lawyer registered with the OISC at level 3. Today I'm going to talk about Tier 2 sponsor license. It's also called as employer sponsor license to hire migrant employees. So anyone who is not a British citizen or a settled person in the UK. This will also include any non-European nationals till 31st December. From 1st January 2021 onwards, this license will also cover European nationals. So any EEA nationals, European nationals will also be required to be sponsored who are coming after 1st January 2021. The employer will have to get a sponsor license and then apply for a certificate of sponsorship, issue them a certificate of sponsorship, and then uh, the migrant applies for a tier 2 visa and then enters the UK. So that is how the process would be. Uh, I'll describe the details of the requirements, etc. I will follow this list. I will put the link on the YouTube page, so you can click and you can also go to the website and read about it. Uh, you can either go to specific points also, as I will be following along. You can straight away fast forward the video and listen to any other points if you wish to. So every UK employer, the sponsor, who wishes to hire a migrant employee, so into the migrant employee definition, non-European nationals are till 31st December 2020, all European nationals, so the whole world will come into the ambit of migrant definition, other than anyone who is a British citizen or a settled person. So wishes to hire a migrant employee is required to apply for a sponsor license. Sponsor may choose to apply for a license in a particular category, such as Tier 2 General, Tier 2 Intra-Company Transfer. So General is for you want to hire any migrant from anywhere in the world. For intra-company transfer is for if your UK entity, UK company has a connected entity anywhere in the world, we do that as well. So uh, we have many companies who are MNCs, they have companies everywhere. So if they want to transfer employees from one entity to another, then if that individual has already worked there or they want to transfer that, there are specific requirements. You can read about it on other list of documents for Tier 2 ICT sponsor license also. Over here, we've given the list of documents. You can click on, okay. Yeah, so you'll get list of documents for the Tier 2 sponsor license. You'll find it there. Tier 2 ICT also you'll find it there. So that's it. And in all categories, provided they are able to justify the need. So the employer has to justify that there is a genuine vacancy. That is a very important requirement of the immigration rules. So there has to be a genuine vacancy. Migrant is any individual who requires a visa to work in the UK. She is not a British or European, so the European part will go off from 1st January 2021. So only British or settled UK or their family member. The migrant may be within the UK or outside the UK. So if there is someone already living in the UK and you want to hire them, they may be on some other kind of visa, then you will have to sponsor them, so they can be either in the UK and they can switch to this visa category, or outside the UK and they can apply for the first time. Say, for example, there is a student and who wants to switch to this category, or someone who is on a partner visa and then they want to switch on to this category. Their relationship might have been broken down. So those are similar examples. In order to apply for a sponsor license, the following requirements must be met. So the employer, the business has to show that you are a genuine business, active, trading, and legal organization. So either a company, partnership, or sole trader. Many times we get asked questions, if we are a new company, we just started, can we get a license? Yes, you can. All types of entities can get a license, whether you are new or old, whether you are a company or a sole trader or a partnership, doesn't matter. The formation, the type of organization does not matter. Also, the time you have been doing business doesn't matter. The documents requirements may be different. There may be more checks or less checks depending on all these factors. Sponsor must be able to nominate either one individual, senior employee, or several individuals to act as authorizing officer, key personnel, level 1 user, who will be responsible to the Home Office for compliances. So the main individual that is required is the authorizing officer. This person should be a settled person, either a British citizen or with indefinite leave to remain, or even European national with a pre-settled status. Pre-settled status will be considered as settled for the purposes of this application. So that has been confirmed by Home Office during our call. So you need at least one individual. You may have other HR persons who can work as key personnel also, or level one user. The users are the people who assign the certificates, who manage the certificate of sponsorship, the sponsor management system. That's more procedural part. So, but legally speaking, you need one authorizing officer, and you may also put a key contact. So there are many companies that we act as key contacts. So Home Office communicates to us for anything. So we act as their key contacts. The sponsor must have no history of breach of the immigration laws. So either the company or that senior individual should not have any such history of immigration laws breach. Able to keep proper records. Sponsor must be able to keep proper human resource records of all the sponsored migrants. You can keep the records anyway. Many times we get asked questions as to, do I need to have a specific software or anything? No, it does not matter. You can have a usual Outlook calendar, a Google calendar, sending you proper reminders and all. So there are specific sponsor duties of keeping records and reporting. So for that, for example, if the migrant does not report, how would you come to know? So there has to be systems in place as to, okay, the manager will call me or I will come to know because I am handling it. So one way or the other, you will have to justify to Home Office uh, how you are going to manage that migrant. Sponsors' duties: report to UK Home Office if the migrant does not turn up to work without permission for a significant period. So how would you come to know? So that is where your HR systems come into play. Uh, if they don't come, how would you come to know, etc. Then you need to report that. Maintain records of all the sponsored migrants, such as contact details, copy of their BRP cards, biometric residence cards, that is a visa card. You need to have the records so you can contact them. You can give it to Home Office saying, this is the last contact we had. Anytime you try to make any changes to the employee's records, you are required to give their contact details. That's what I've seen when I go into the sponsor management system. Uh, so that is one important thing. You need to have the latest contact details, name, address, email, etc. of the employee. Provide UK Home Office with any documents as requested. So if you, when you apply, they may write back to you asking for some more information or any documents. Duty, sponsor duties, duty to act honestly in any dealings with Home Office. So you should be honest in all your dealings with Home Office. Categories. So sponsorships can be requested either in one of them or in all of them, but you need to prove the requirement why you do that by various documents, evidence, information, everything. Tier 2 General, Tier 2 Intra-Company Transfer, Minister of Religion, Sportsperson, Tier 2 General. There must be a genuine vacancy to hire a migrant. So this is one of the important things with small organizations. Home Office tends to query this a lot. They want substantial evidence to see that, firstly, the vacancy is genuine. Secondly, if it's a new business, then they may ask for whatever, what is the initial capital or how the finances are arranged so that the company is sound enough to pay at least the minimum salaries that they have contracted for or that they have agreed that to Home Office that they will be paying. Uh, Sponsor must have done a labor market test and has been unable to fill the. So if you've done labor market test, yes, the labor market test part is going to go out from 1st January 2021 onwards. So you don't need to do uh, and you don't need to put any advertisement or do any interviews or anything like that. You can hire anyone, but preferably you should have the normal interviews, normal HR process, and then you should hire. If so, it should not be something like you randomly hire someone, but if it is through the normal HR process or normal process that you followed, then it should be fine. The labor market test has been taken out, but make sure the many employers are happy about this, but then we as lawyers, we tend to be much more skeptical about this because earlier we had proof because we would ask the employers to do the test, give us the interview records, everything, and we keep on record. We would submit it to Home Office and they would check it and then they would give the certificate. But then now, since the labor market test, the advertising requirement has been taken off, it will be a problem when the Home Office subsequently does. So it was a pre-check. Before giving the certificate, the Home Office would check everything, the test and all the notes and everything, CVs and all. But then now the Home Office would not check. Initially, But then once the certificate may be given, the employee may be working 1 year into the job, and then if they come for an audit, and if there are not enough records to show that it was a genuine vacancy or the migrant was genuinely hired or anything like that, then it might be a problem. Hence, continue to follow your HR processes. You may not put any advertisement like that, but definitely keep records of all the all the applicants you have considered. If you rejected anyone, why? Try to keep the records. They may not ask it upfront, but they may definitely ask it at any audits or anything like that, any subsequent or renewal of sponsor license at any other stages. Migrant cannot own more than 10% of the sponsor shares unless the migrant earns more than 155 300 annually from the sponsored employment. So not more than 10% holding of the tier 2 migrant visa, either for 3 years or 5 years, and maximum an individual can be is up to 6 years on tier 2. So usually at the end of 5 years, most of the if the requirements are met, usually the salary requirement, uh, so then we may be giving, there should be a list of documents